This episode sponsored by Lake Monster Details, producing the Don's Light and Magic Legacy line of parts, offering upgrade parts and decals for accuracy, special effects, and lighting. Visit www.lakemonsterdetails.com and make it glow. Also sponsored by GCals, producing aftermarket replacement decals and custom quality graphics for your favorite spaceships. Visit www.gcals.company.site and add some personalization to your sci-fi models today.
Hey, what's up fellow modelers? Will here. Welcome to the Engines Chair. So, as Monty Python said, and now for something completely different. I haven't done any of the dark side, aka Star Wars models. And this isn't per se a Star Wars produced model, so much as it is a masking kit to help make something else a model. You'll see what I mean. What we're going to do is I'm going to work on building the exploding Death Star, which is basically a chandelier, an IKEA chandelier that shaped like a ball, closes and you can open it. Close it, looks like the Death Star. Open it, looks like the Death Star is exploding. So you'll see it if you didn't see the images for the screenshot for this video. You will see what I'm talking about here very shortly. And if you do a search on the internet, you'll see what the plans are ahead. But anyway, this video I pretty much just want to do an introduction. I want you to see what this IKEA lamp looks like, the assembly for that. And that's basically all I'm going to do in this video, and then we'll start looking at, I'll do some updates as I make progress on this. I don't want to do a step-by-step on it. It's going to be a pretty lengthy and in-depth paint. It's going to be a lot of paint. So it's going to take me a while to do it, and I don't really want to do a step-by-step. I am using Mass Design's Aztec, or not Aztec, but templates. Painting templates for this, and they're gorgeous. I'm looking forward to using them and getting this done. They've got some great videos on this, on how they do this, and I don't see the need to retread that. So basically I'm going to make this video and do some updates, and if you're interested in doing this, hopefully you'll get an idea of what's involved in making this. But give me a minute, I'll get you on the bench and we will get to work. Alright guys, so here we go. The Exploding Death Star kit, which is basically, you're going to need a couple things for this. The first thing you're going to need is the masking kit. I imagine you can do this yourself if you want to, but Mass Design has a masking kit for this. And I've actually been sitting on this for, about 2 years. I bought this with intending to do it a while back and just wasn't able to, and then we had to move last year from New Mexico back to Virginia, and finally getting this build studio about ready. I figure I can take on a couple projects at one time now, so you're going to see a couple simultaneous videos going up every once in a while. But on top of that, I do want to say I do still have the 1250 Reliant that I'm working on. I've hit a little bit of a snag with it. There's some CG modeling that I need to do that's a little bit beyond my skill set right now. So doing some studying, doing some practicing on it, and it's still in the process. So in case anybody was wondering about the 1250 Reliant, that's still an ongoing build. I do have some parts printed out, but there are some other parts that I need to get refined. CGI in the, not CGI, but in CAD. So that they will be a little more accurate than what that game body file comes as. So still working on that, but again it's being slowed down by a little bit of inexperience with CAD. So, but here's the Mass Design kit. You get quite a few sheets of masks. Now you're going to notice on some of these, now I've had this kit for 2 years. It's been sitting in climate controlled in my closet and in my my chest that I have a lot of my models kept in. You're going to notice some shrinkage, and that's normal. It's fine. It's not going to be a big deal on this model kit. If I have to, I can do some additional masking with some masking tape. I don't think this is really going to affect it much. Mainly on these lighter colored gray sheets, there seems to be quite a bit of shrinkage. And I've noticed this with other masking kits as well. Actually, the kit I had from Orbital Dry Dock I've had for a while because it didn't work for me, and it's just been sitting, in case I come up with a way to use it. And it's actually shrinked a lot worse than this one. It's probably about a 1 millimeter shrinkage in some spots, but again, shouldn't affect anything. Most of the black colored vinyl really has shown little to no shrinkage at all. Maybe just a slight bit, but again, nothing to be worried about. So anyway, we've got all of these masks, these sheets that have to be done. All these little windows that are going to have to be done on this kit. So yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of work. So we're going to work on that. I'm not necessarily going to do a step-by-step on this kit so much as updates. I may do a couple little step-by-steps, but for the most part, Mask Design has some great step-by-step videos for doing this masking kit, and I don't want to repeat something that they've already done. But if there's a tip or something I come across that maybe will help if you're interested in doing this kit, then certainly I'll bring it up. But let's see if we can get this back in here. So we've got the masking kit from Mask Design. There's also quite a few paints that we need, and I'll talk more about those when I get to that step. But there's the masking kit. Now on top of this kit, there's got to be a model, right? There's got to be a model that we're painting. Well, here is that model. It's a lamp. It's an IKEA lamp, an IKEA PS 2014 lamp. And basically, this does require some assembly. In case you're curious, it's pretty much just like a model. We have to assemble this lamp and get it together before we can start painting it. And I have not even, I've got 2 of these. I bought 2 of these because I was planning on doing 2 of these. But I've only bought the 1 masking kit, which I'm glad I did, because otherwise I'd have 2 masking kits sitting here shrinking. But you can see all the pieces that have to be assembled on this. And I think this comes in 2, you can see kind of this rose color. I don't know how the color's coming out on my camera, but you can see kind of this rose colored gold there. So I think they've got this in 2 different colors. This one's like a rose color, and I think they've got another color that you can do. But I like the look of the rose color when I've seen it on display. So that's what I'm going to do with my kit, is the rose colored one. But you can feel free to do the other one. They're both the same lamp. It's just different internal panel colors. You can see that repeated on the internal panels here. And but these are all the pieces that we've got to put together. And I don't think we do any of the electrical yet. I think we just put all the panels together and assemble that. So I've got to get this assembled, and I don't know how long that's going to take me, but I'm going to take some time to get this put together. And we've got an instruction booklet here. Let's see. This will open up some details. And you do have to keep in mind that once you get this together, it is going to need to be installed in a kind of a chandelier spot where you can hang something from in your house or apartment or whatever you may have. So keep in mind that if you don't have, because I know some older houses don't have overhead lighting, even some of the newer houses don't have overhead lights. They have a lot of wall sconces and that. So keep in mind you're going to need one if you're going to build this and display it. I'm sure you can fabricate something to display it some other way, but that's the way this is meant to go. And I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm actually doing this as a present for somebody. I won't say who in case they see this video, but I'm doing this, and I've got a couple months to get this done. So we'll get started on it. I'll get this put together, and if I come into any issues or anything that I think needs to be pointed out while I'm assembling this, I'll come back and show you. Otherwise, when we come back, I'll have this together and we'll be ready to start looking at masking and painting it. So give me a little bit and we'll be back. All right, guys, so I figured I'd just show a couple of little steps here, if I can not knock stuff over all over the place, putting this together. So the first thing was to connect where your light bulb is eventually going to go. And then you've got all these little like cantilever, I guess you could call them, pieces. And they basically just come out of the plastic. And they've got these little hooks on the end, and they just snap into place here. So far pretty easy assembly. Again, they just come out. It doesn't matter which end goes up, because they both look exactly the same regardless of which end. At least that's what I'm hoping. I haven't seen anything indicating that these have to go any certain direction, because it looks to me like regardless of how you do this, they all look about the same, but I guess we'll find out if that is incorrect. But I'll finish getting these on, and we'll come back here in a little bit and take a look again. Alright, so after you get all these cantilever pieces attached on, or cantilever pieces, that's what I'm calling them, you get these shapes here. You got a couple of, at least two different shapes it looks like. But these ones here go on next, and they basically just one direction, they clip on top in this direction. And then on the bottom, they go facing the opposite direction, almost like an arrow pointing down. So arrow pointing up on top, arrow pointing down on the bottom. And we just get all those clipped into place. You can see I've got a towel down here for padding. I don't want to mar these up. I mean, they're a real nice finish to them, nice smooth finish. I wish my model started off with that smooth of a finish, but I hate I'm going to get fingerprints all over the inside here. But there ain't much I can do about it other than wearing latex gloves or nitrile gloves, and I'm not doing that. So just going to have to live with it. I'm going to have to wipe them off after I get done, make it all nice and shiny again. But I'll finish getting these pieces on, and then it looks like after that, it looks like we've got some different, slightly different shaped pieces here, which are going to go on these middle ones, kind of in the same fashion. So start working on that, and we'll come back and get some progress looks. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I backed the camera off some. Hopefully this makes it a little bit easier if you get an idea of what I'm doing here. But so we've got these other panels, and these ones go on just like the other ones. They go in one direction on top, and they just snap into place, and then they go in the other direction on the bottom. There we go. So again, I got a little cushion under here though, because I don't want to mar these panels up. The next step after this is going to be to, well, we'll take a look at it. I'll show you what the plans are for this once I get this assembled. But so there we go. That's pretty much assembled, and that's with the lamp open. And let's see if we can close this up. And there we go. There it is, closed up for the most part. Got the cord stuck in here a little bit. But yeah, we'll probably have to use some tape to hold this together while I'm doing the painting. I know they've got some suggestions on how to go about doing this, but this will all get painted up. And then when you want to blow the Death Star up, you just pull the other cord, and it opens up just like that. So should be pretty cool. It looked pretty awesome, some of the completed projects I've seen people do. So I'm really looking forward to finally getting this done. I know it'll make a certain somebody very happy to get this once it's done. But a lot of man hours are going to have to go into this. So like I said, it's not going to be a step-by-step. I'll be doing random updates on this, or updates as needed. And what I'll do is the next steps call for us to prime this with a I think it's a Rust-Oleum heavy build primer. Let me see. Yeah, high gray, 1K gray high build primer is what we're supposed to do on here next. And then we will, once that dries, we'll cover it with a clear coat to make it easier to work with the vinyl masks. But we'll use a Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover Matte Clear on top of that, and then we'll be able to start masking and doing the paint scheme. So this was just a short video I want to put out just to kind of give you an idea of this project that I'm starting if you haven't seen this. But really looking forward to doing this. It's going to be a long process, very tedious process from what I hear to do this. But I'll put out updates as they deserve to be put out. And if anybody's got any questions, please feel free to ask. But as always, I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Hopefully this is something that you Star Wars fans enjoy seeing. I don't do a lot of Star Wars stuff, but certain somebody that this is going to is a big Star Wars fan. So I'll get this done up and hopefully have this done in the next couple months. But till then, thank you everybody for watching. Till next time, keep modeling.